Yes, 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 indeed. Nitro's the glory, but Ebuggy pays the bills. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to our first episode of 2026, and it is with two-time champion, before he was 18 years old, Marcus Kaerup. But before we get into that, I want to say thank you to all of you guys for all the support over the years. We greatly appreciate it. Shout out to the NNRC squad around the world. We can't do this without you. Thank you very much. If you haven't done so already, if you're listening this to on audio only, come on over, hit that sub-like notification button. We are on the hunt for 10,000 subs. We'd love to get there this year. We're at about 8,300, almost 8,400. We'd love to get to 10K this year sometime as well. Don't forget to hit that sub-like notification button. It is absolutely free. Also, a big shout out to our patrons and YouTube members. If you like what we're doing here at the NNRC, wish to support us a little bit more financially, get early access to content, special chats, and other content, become an NNRC patron or YouTube member. For the price of a cup of coffee per month, you can support the NNRC, and we greatly appreciate it. Those funds help everything going. Also, a big shout out to our sponsors. Without sponsors, we can't make this happen. Shout out to J Concepts coming on for the second year as our title sponsor. High Tech RC, thank you for all the support. Sidewinder Fuel, Beach RC, Invisible Speed, Techno RC, Clinic RC, ML Toys, Elite RC Productions. Our new sponsor, one of our new sponsors, One Up Racing. Thank you for coming on board. Mayako. Big shout out to A Main Hobbies for coming on board. Thank you for Troy for making that happen. SMC Batteries, and of course, Racecraft USA. Thank you for all those companies. In the written description of this podcast, we have links for all of them. Some are affiliate links. Some you can get some coupon codes. We're working on getting some coupon codes for you as well. Check it out. We greatly appreciate it. And without these companies, we can't do this. So showing the sponsors some love shows the podcast some love. Also, a big shout out to our drivers. Big shout out to Mason Fuller, winning Silver State Pro Nitro Buggy. David Runnefolk on the birth of his young baby boy Colin. Robert Badier, Una Hotnan, who also made a big move in silly season. Pecco Evening, who probably gonna be a while before we have Peck winner because I'm gonna be traveling soon. And of course, the Iceman. Oh, and David Bada winning a big race too as well, winning two-wheel drive at Clash. Well done, David Bada. Lots of racing been going on. I'm recording this after the Clash, after Silver State, and it is awesome. So I got to sit down with Marcus Kaerup just before Christmas. We got together. I think he was anxious to kind of answer to Broc. We had a great chat with Broc. Broc kind of called him out on what he thinks is some sort of rivalry going on. So Marcus and I got together. He says, yeah, I'd like to come on the podcast. We set a date and recorded this just before Christmas. So this is my first time really kind of sitting down and talking with Marcus. And he is just gone 18, but he is very much older than his 18 years in his thinking and his maturity level. And he was telling us, it was a great discussion. We talked about him coming up as a racer with his father being a very good racer himself, Jonas, and racing against him, winning his first European championships at the age of 14, winning his first worlds, winning his second worlds, and his future and how quickly he's rose. And I really enjoyed my conversation with Marcus. He addresses Broc, which was awesome. He doesn't back down from that. And I hope to see him coming over and racing some more. I hope to see him coming over to the States. I hope to get to see him racing some more Nitro and 8 scale as well. But this man is definitely part of the future of RC with many other young RC racers and has seen some early success, very early and continuous success. 2-time European champion, now 2-time world champion. I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation with Marcus Kaerup. I want to say once again, thank you to all of you guys out there. We're doing some things here at the NNRC, and you're going to see them over the next few months. And we're pushing harder than ever and trying to work with people and get things done. And, you know, they're still sticking to, our game plan is still the same, and our goal is still the same. Growth of RC, promotion of RC, and letting you guys know it's just cool to geek out on this stuff because we do too. And after 340, it's been more than 340 plus something episodes, I still enjoy this and still love it and still love talking about RC. So thank you guys for being a part of my journey and the NNRC, and all of us here at the NNRC. We greatly appreciate your support. We can't do it without you. Do it without you guys or with the people that agree to come on and participate in these interviews. So thank you to everybody over the years that has come on and been guests, been co-hosts, and I look forward to it. We got some cool interviews coming out over the next few weeks. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you, Marcus Kaerup, for your time. Enjoy this. Marcus Kaerup, two-time European champion, two-time world champion. Thank you to J Concepts bringing you this interview. Joining me in the virtual studio today is a young man that maybe some of you don't recognize, but you should, because he has quite a lot of accolades. He is a two-time European champion in the four-wheel drive 10 scale class. He is the first ever 1/8 scale electric Ebuggy world champion, recently crowned here this year in 2025 in Portugal. And then to cap it off, he went down to Australia, TQ'd two-wheel drive, came second, I think it was. Oh, I can't remember where he came. Third. Unfortunately, favorite to win that. And then went out and won the four-wheel drive leg. So getting two world championships within a few months of each other in 2025. Doing this all before the age, or just at the age of 18 years old. 17, now 18.
Yeah, now 18, but yes. 17 at the time.
17, that's important because that's going to mean something one day. From Denmark is young Marcus Kaerup.
Hello.
Did I say your last name right?
Yeah, Kaerup, yes. That's exactly how you say it.
Welcome to the No Name RC podcast, Marcus.
Thank you.
I have been following your career quite closely. I got to meet you in Portugal. You know, I think just impressive. We've talked about you quite a lot on the podcast. We all like you. We all expect big things out of you. And it's been very impressive to watch you start and come up in RC very fast at a very young age. We're going to get into all your accolades here shortly, because for 17, 18 years old, you have quite a lot of accolades and more to come, I would say. But you are also one thing that's very important. That I think is cool. You are the first second generation RC racer that has whose father has won a championship, and you have won as well. And we've seen second generation racers come in, but none get to the level that you have gotten to, which is surpassing your father, to be honest.
Yeah.
So that's very important. So let's talk about your father. Jonas is his name. Jonas Kaerup.
Yes.
Tell us about his accolades and what he's a European champion, correct? Or what?
He's a European champion 2024 in touring car modified. I mean, he's been the biggest in Denmark, at least. Won a lot of Nordic championships. I think he's somewhat 30 or 40 time Danish champion. Then he won the Euros in touring in 2004, and was close to winning the 99 or 98 Euros in tool drive. I think he said to me once. So he's always been very known to everybody we have met on track. People I don't even recognize from when I was even smaller than I am now. When they come and say, hello, we've met you before, and I'm just standing there like, never seen you before, I'm sorry, but they always know my dad, and I think having him as a coach and him being as good as he was back in the day, I think it has helped a lot towards my career and how we progress on track and driving style and lines and setup tuning and stuff. So yeah, he's definitely been not as big as the biggest one worlds and stuff, but he's been up there, I would say.
Oh yeah, Barry Baker told me a cool story about your dad one time, and how they were all racing at some race, and it was a rain race. It ended up being a rain race, I believe, and your dad like kicked all their asses or something. I can't remember if it was that race or it was the Euros that he won or whatever. But
Yeah,
Barry Baker holds him in high regard, and that's pretty impressive.
yeah. I mean, it's right. It was a dry race, the Euros, and I think he qualified 7th. And then for the finals, he put on a rain setup and just prayed for the rain to come down. And then, yeah, it worked his way, and he beat them. So it's pretty
That's how it
awesome.
goes. That's how it
Yeah.
goes. All right. So I would say some say you were destined to probably do RC. I guess you grew up in it. When did you probably start actually touching controllers and start racing yourself?
I mean, I started racing when I was 3 in the backyard with my B4, I think it was at that time. And yeah, I was just jumping over, small logs and stuff, and just driving. And then Drescher came over one day and set up a small track with some chairs and stuff to navigate through. And he said that I was pretty good at it, and I should start racing. And then when I was 5, I won my first nationals in the stock division, or what you call it today, the 13.5. And yeah, from then on, I mean, it's been pretty good. So
So you started at 5, and
yeah, 5 like competing. Yeah,
mhm. And what was that? Just in 10 scale, or
yeah,
was it
10
all
scale.
classes? Okay.
So
Uh,
just 10 scale.
so how was at this time? How was the Danish? Was your dad racing? Was he still racing?
Yeah, he
Okay.
was. He was still at the top of his game, and I just when I started, so he was pretty fast back then. He was winning the modified division in modified and in two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive at that time. So
Okay.
he was still racing pretty much.
Now, how was the Danish RC scene at this time? Was it decent?
It was pretty good. We had some fast drivers back then, and it was also coming to the races. We had almost 50, 60 people, which is a lot in
Mhm.
Denmark. Now we only have about 20 to 15 people. It's crazy how much the amount has fallen. I think 5 years before I started racing, I think we had 100 or something. But it's just the 10 scale scene has gotten smaller
Mhm.
since then.
Okay.
So the competition back then was pretty impressive here in Denmark.
All right. Do you remember when your first win came?
Uh, it was it must have been when I was 5 years old. I don't really remember. Do you mean like national series
No,
or
just like
yeah?
where it was meant something, like a bigger win. I would say your biggest win, your first big win.
I mean, it was probably at the US in Göttingen.
Okay.
I think it was in 2021,
Okay.
just after COVID. At that race, I raced Michael, qualified second in four-wheel drive, and yeah, had some pretty controversial stuff in the second main going on. For me jumping across the track and hitting
Oh,
Michael, that was pretty
all right.
stupid of me, but you know, I got lucky and got the win at the end, so I'm pretty happy with that. But that's kind of where it started. So
Okay. To
to
really
kick
get
off.
serious. But I would
Yeah,
say let's come back a little bit. You're 5 years old.
yeah.
You're doing 10
Yeah.
scale. When is it then when is it then maybe your dad says, "Okay, my son has something here." Like when did you start progressing to where your dad says, "Okay, I'm going to give up racing and we're going to go focus on Marcus."
Well, my dad has always been racing. I've always raced against him when growing up. We've always had some intense battles, and even after the races, he would taunt me with him beating me. It wasn't
Really?
he didn't. Yeah. 6, 7 years old, he beat me, and he would taunt me for a week until we got to the next race. And then if I didn't beat him, it would just go on and on and on. So he was pretty tough from the start. So but yeah, he's always been racing until we got to go out and race and stuff. Like the
Mhm.
US's. At the US's in 2021, it was only me racing from then on. You could say he's always
Okay.
like been racing. Yeah.
Do you remember the
Think-
first time you beat your dad?
I did. It was at the local RC Kongen race. It was before the DHI Cup.
Okay.
So we had Jasper and them guys, and we were battling out. I think I was starting second. So I think I won A1 and he won A2, and it came down to the last main, and we had a jump onto the straight where I could control the car in the air, and he's from the older generation, so you kind of had to nail the downside every time. But I could kind of jump inside and then go. So I jumped on the inside and onto the straight. We touched, and his car, rolled down the straight, and I could go on. He was pretty mad at that time as well.
He was?
Yeah, he was furious when I beat him the first time.
Did you get to taunt him for a week after that?
No, I was too scared to do that. I didn't know what he
How
he
old
was
were
building
you?
I don't know, maybe 9 or 10 years old when I beat him first time. Yeah. So it took some years.
Now, did you continuously beat him after that?
Yeah, then it kind of progressively I beat him more and more and more. Also at the Danish National Series, I could kind of start fighting with. He was also kind of dropping off around 10, 11 years old. So I won my first national when I was 11 years old. So back then he stopped driving four-wheel drive and only focused on two-wheel drive because he wanted to renter my cars and make sure I did good. So I won the four-wheel drive division in 2018, I think, first time. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, interesting relationship. I guess he was preparing you for the real world, real RC racing world, because no one's.
He's always been tough.
Easy.
Yeah.
No one's gonna make it easy for you.
No. He's always been really tough. Also, the competitors here in Denmark, they've been really, really tough on me. I haven't got it easy. Even though I was a small kid, they always raised me like I have been racing for 30 years. So I think they've been good competition for the beginning of the career to make it to the big scene or big stage, if you could say it like that.
Yeah, I would think so. Not make it too easy for you. Rough you up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's good. Well, it's formed you into a 2-time world champion now.
Yeah. My dad has always been really tough mentally and also racing him on track, he was trying to get me mentally going before the races and stuff, just to rattle me a bit before going on to the rostrum.
Like what? What would he do? Give me an example.
I mean, for example, he would we would always have 2 sets of tires, and he would always say to me, "We only run those 2," and then he would save all his tires, and then put on a new set, or maybe clean them or something so they look new. So it gets into your head, and you think the tires are faster. So, and he would say stuff, or then he'd say, "Don't you want to clean your car?" or something like this. He just, just picking on you just to get you going. Also showing you the heats, or he got the fastest lap in the last one, or something like this. Always out for you. So
I will tell you what, it seems very Scandinavian.
Yeah, it is.
It seems
That
very
is Scandinavian. Yeah.
Because it seems very Finnish-esque, Swedish-esque, Norway-esque. It seems very Scandinavian.
I think it is.
Yeah. But I mean, you guys are forging champions up there. So
yeah.
So it's definitely working. All right. So you're beating your dad, and you're running Associated all this time. You've run Associated your entire time? Okay.
Entire life, yeah. Never ran anything else. Yeah.
Okay. So you're running Associated. When do you go to your first EOS?
It was, I already went when I was 6 or 7 years old in Hoodie Arena. But I always finished 50s there. And always when I go to that place, it always messes up. I can never drive a car. Also at the Euros this year, almost not making the main in both classes. That was pretty what you call it, a wake-up call. Yeah.
But that it goes like that, right? Unfortunately, you're gonna have to race there again for the Worlds.
Yeah, I did. I saw. But then we're gonna come prepared. I think Yeah.
You have to shake that off.
BeachRC.com, the racer's one-stop online hobby shop. Choose from all the popular brands and variety in stock with super fast shipping and great customer service. BeachRC.com still has the local hobby shop feel with all the benefits of the internet. BeachRC.com is the exclusive distributor for Ultimate Racing, S-Works, Pro Circuit Racing tires, Nitro Lux fuels, and Assault RC performance products. So fill up your cart and check out at BeachRC.com today.
So you're racing now. You start. When did your first Euros? When did you attend your first Euros?
That was the Robin Hood one when I won.
Really?
That was my first ever. Yeah, that was my first ever Euros. My dad
Wow.
has always kept me from that because it costs a lot of money to fly there and buy tires and stuff. So he always kept me from that. And when we went there in 2022, I almost got the two-wheel drive one, but small mistakes for me cost me that one. And then four-wheel drive, which I was just determined to get what I didn't get in two-wheel drive. So
yeah, that was
my first Euros.
That was the Euros of the young racer, because
Yeah,
it was Tommy Hall who won two-wheel drive. It was great battles. Robin Hood's an awesome track too, right?
it is. It is very, very challenging. No jumps, but it's so tough to race on. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's so people who don't know who Robin Hood is, it's in a cornfield in England. It is a mixed dirt track, and then it's AstroTurf as well, but it's over dirt.
Yeah,
and
it is. Yeah.
And the dirt's formed under it, so it has bumps and ruts. It's rough, and the jumps and stuff. And this year that you won this, also Noah Ben Mohammed, who was younger than you guys, I think he finished third in four-wheel drive.
Third, yeah. He did pretty good.
Yeah, against Coelho. Like you beat guys like Coelho, like all the top European guys at this time, and they were really good, really fast.
They were really good at it. Yeah, they were.
So that was, I will never forget that. As it was probably one of the best Euros I ever watched. RC Racing TV covered it. If you guys want to ever watch it, go look up 2022. Was it?
Yeah, 22.
2022 EFRA 10 scale European champions at Robin Hood. Great racing. All the young generation did really well. And this kind of launched, I would say this launched you, Tommy Hall, and even
Ben Mohammed.
And Ben Mohammed. So that kind of put you guys like, wow, these three youngsters over in Europe, one from France, one from the UK, and one from Denmark. And then, of course, what was extra special about you was that your dad, like, not taking away from your win.
No.
But, that was important. Like that second generational RC racer, like first ever European champions. Obviously different classes, but still a significant milestone in RC. And I mean, it turned the RC world kind of upside down because we hadn't seen that in a very long time. Three youngsters doing so quite well against veteran racers.
Yeah.
So how did that feel? Like going to your first Euros, winning that, and then how did things change for you, or did they change for you after that?
I mean, coming to the Euros, you don't really know what to expect because you've never been there. After the two-wheel drive seating, I was 26th, so I wasn't really expecting to even be at the top. But we had when we went testing there before, we found a tire that was way faster. And we didn't run it throughout seating because we knew that it would be way faster. But already Tommy Hall was when it was in top 5. So, but yeah, then the qualifying started, and I was battling to TQ, and everything changed. And then after the event, I mean, you kind of get this. Yeah, I don't know how to say it, but you kind of figure out that you're kind of good at the sport. Like you want to do more, and I think then the seriousness the intensity just got even bigger from that point. And then that's where it really started. You could go and do even better and try to go to Worlds and stuff. So I think 2022 was really where the intensity and the seriousness of the sport really got launched from our side when we saw what results we could bring in.
When I think back and I think about that Robin Hood race, it feels like it was way longer than 3 years ago. But when you really look at it, you was what, 14 when that happened? 30? So
14,
14. It's 2020. As we're recording this, it's end of 2025, going into 2026. So let's say 3 years later, roughly. Just over 3 years later.
Yeah.
That is, and now you're a 2-time world champion as well as a European champion.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand how difficult that is, how fast that is, because I'll give, for example, Mason Fuller.
Yeah.
Mason Fuller, very talented young man, can win any race out there, probably one of the best 8-scale drivers in the world. 19 years old, almost 20 years old. He's probably been doing RC full-time for maybe 4 or 5 years now. This year he won 2 big races, right?
Yeah.
But he's almost 20, right? And just to put things, okay, and people might say that America's got stiffer competition. Yeah, maybe, whatever. Who knows, right? But I don't think in 10 scale. I think, well, yeah, I don't know. At this time when you're coming up, 10 scales was still very, very, very strong and still strong in Europe. Maybe I don't know. But that's 3 years to do this, and at your age, from 14 to 17, is impressive, and that's special. And we don't see that come along in RC very often. So I think that's why it's such a big deal. All right, so you win the Euros. You're 14. Now you go in school. I guess what 2022. I also saw you in Renovon. Yeah.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I got invited by.
I just remembered.
By Carlos Gomez. Yeah, he invited me to come. That went horrible though, but it was a fun event. I mean,
you say it went horrible, but we were quite impressed with you, if I remember correctly. I think you made. Where did you make?
50th, I think.
Well, would you make the quarters or the semis? No, it was the Euros. It was the Euros. Yeah, I think it was the Euros, the following Euro or something that you was impressive.
Yeah.
Yes.
They made the semis, I think. Yeah, something. Quarters maybe.
All right, but that was was that your first foray into Nitro that year, or had you done it before in Denmark?
That was my first ever Nitro race. I did. I think I ran in the motor, and that's it. That's my first ever Nitro race. 8-scale race. Yeah, that was that race. Yeah.
So all those years you raced in Denmark, you never did any 8-scale as a kid.
My dad has always kept me from it because he didn't really like it when he was doing it. He has always had engine problems and stuff, so he kept me from it. But in 2021, he gave me one, and then we ran in the motor. And then the new car came, and then I think maybe we did one event in XC, I think, in mid 2021, and then 2022 rolled around, and we went to the Euros, and I won that, and then we did the first or second race of Nitro, not really knowing what to expect, and we didn't really know anything about the car, so we were leaning up against Ongaro and all the American guys. It was a really fun event, but it was tough. It was really, really tough, that event.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So 2022, what happens in 2023 with you? You're still in school?
Still in school. I think it's the last year of, I think you would call it primary school. Oh no, second to last year maybe. And then there's the Euros in Utrecht, where we go to. And
that's in Holland, in the Netherlands.
Yeah, Netherlands, yeah.
The AstroTurf track. That was 2023, right?
Yeah, 2023. That track was horrible. I mean, we went testing there. We like a challenge, but the track was really, really horrible to race on. I think it was good showing because it was so difficult for all drivers to just hang on for one lap. But it was really tough to race anybody on that track. But we went testing there, got the cars really, really good. I brought my EOS winning car from 2021 that has been standing on the shelf. I brought it to the track, and it was way better than anything. We had a new car back at that time, and the older version was way better actually on the track. So, but then we went to go eat, and when we came back, our cars and everything that we brought was stolen. So Yeah.
I remember that. No, I
So
forgot
that was
you guys' cars got stolen that year.
yeah. So that was tough. We brought them with us to eat because we didn't want them to get stolen at the track. And then when we went to go eat, we came back, everything was gone from the car. So that was yeah. That
That's
was a
happened
tough
quite a
year.
few times. It's that happened at IBC one year I went to two people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Portugal. Yeah, happened to Savoia,
Yeah.
and then happened to some Spanish guys. So just
That's the worst.
yeah. I'm always
Also when
careful
you
about that when I'm in Portugal now,
yeah.
or when I'm traveling in Europe.
Yeah.
All right. So people, this track was the track in the Netherlands. It was an AstroTurf track. What was so difficult about it for you guys?
Well, it was meant for an 8-scale car, so the jumps were really, really rough, like very bumpy, not very smooth. So the car like went up on the face of it, and then when you landed again, it was just straight bumps. So the car was always tiptoeing around,
Mhm.
and I think the cars are so developed today. But even though it's kind of the driver that has to navigate it, and yeah, in two-wheel drive, I qualified third. And Joran was beating everyone at the event. I mean, top seeded, top qualified, won all 5 qualifiers, I think. And maybe he won the first main, or maybe Olowski won the first main. Then I won the second one. And then in the third one, it came down to a tie break between me and Michel because he won the last main. But he unfortunately hit the cone of doom in the middle on the center of the track. And I got the Euros in two-wheel drive. So that was pretty amazing.
I remember that
then
too. The
Yeah.
Köln incident.
That's famous, I think. That was a great I think we had a great battle, me and Michel, at a race. It was really, even though we weren't like racing together, it was like timekeeping all the time. So, I did the tiebreak in the first one, even though I was ahead, it was always doing fast laps because you knew the tiebreak on this track was very important since it was so difficult to race on. And Michel also knew that, and he gave everything good, and unfortunately he hit the cone, but I think he did an amazing job. He almost beat me, even though he hit the cone. I mean, was it 5 or 6 tenths he lost out with? So
I'm
yeah,
trying to find the incident here, to be honest. What was it in
yeah,
it was
A3, A3,
A3 of two-wheel drive, correct?
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
A3 of
coming
two-wheel
up
drive.
on it here.
Yeah,
Man, this track is rough too.
it is. It was so difficult. I don't think I'm the only one saying that, but Joran was impressively fast on that track.
He was.
He did pretty awesome. So it was also sad to see him not win, since he's beaten everybody dominantly throughout the seeding and qualifiers. So I think he dominated the practice main as well, to be honest.
It's amazing that he's still able to do things like that.
Yeah.
He's not that old. You think he's old because he's been in this for a long time, but he's just that good of a driver, like a very good all-around driver.
He is, definitely.
Who were as you was coming up as a younger racer, who were some of your RC heroes, like drivers that you looked up to?
I mean, my dad has always been a big fan of Masami. He still is. And also we can't forget the famous Ryan and Ryan show from the 10s and O's. But I think my hero growing up has always been Runnerfolk.
Okay.
He's always been super. I always like also the person he is. He's always been super cool and super chill. Never been scared to lose to anybody. I like that kind of style. He's not afraid to make changes on the car, going out on a heat. And yeah, he's just an all-around nice guy to talk to. He's not fake or yeah. And if he thinks something is up, if you hit him on track, he's not gonna be like talk to the race director, say this guy hit me, or he will eventually, but he's gonna go up to you and say, "What the hell are you doing? This is not right." I like that. He's direct. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's confident too. Very confident.
Exactly. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. I think that's what's make him super cool, and yeah, that's
You
why
know,
he's always
just
been my hero.
just when you doubt him, he goes out and wins the Euros in 2025 out of
Exactly.
nowhere.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's just like, wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
When things go, everything's playing like he's probably one of the hardest persons to beat in the world.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you go to 4-wheel drive into 2022, 2-wheel drive 2023.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, it wasn't no fluke. You are officially here, right? You're now a two-time European champion. You dabble in some nitro.
Yeah.
I think 2024 comes along. The races in Sweden
Yeah.
at Malmo at the arena. I can't remember what happened if you got in any trouble there. I can't remember. I think you had some EOS stuff going on though.
Yeah. With Broc,
Yeah.
I think back then as well. So yeah, he did. He came over at the beginning of the year, pretty dominantly or flawlessly run the two-wheel drive division. It was pretty awesome. Then four-wheel drive rolled around. I think I was starting fifth. He was starting fourth or third, maybe. I had a really, really good four-wheel drive that year. I should have qualified way better, but yeah, mistakes, lack of experience, and I think he made a mistake coming onto the straight in the second main, and I came on the inside, and I am on the inside coming down to the hairpin. Nobody wants to give up the position, so we kind of roll it, and my car kind of like oversteers towards the outside, and he hit my outer wheel, and we both go into the wall. And I think that's unfortunate. He came down the driver's stand, not being too happy with everyone around him, screaming at everybody. But that's just unfortunate. I think also after that he came over and said sorry. He was acting up too much, and he's a good guy. I mean, we raced then pretty hard, and nobody really got a result out of that. But I think it was good experience to race the Americans. I think he's a really, really good driver on like racing close wise. I also saw that at the Worlds coming into two-wheel drive, he's very, very good at keeping up with you, being on you, pressuring, not hitting you, but just letting you know that he's there. I think he's doing a very good job at that. But an unfortunate event at the US.
And that was 2024 at US?
3, I think.
Okay.
Was it? No,
right.
4, maybe start of
2024.
I don't remember.
I
No.
can't remember.
No.
I can't remember. All right. Well, we're gonna get into Broc and talk about Broc.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna talk about the World Tour eventually.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about 2024 a little bit because this is another very good year for you because we forgot about how did you do at the Worlds in 2023? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, we forgot that.
Yeah.
That was an amazing event. That's probably the most, or the event I've enjoyed most besides the Worlds in Rivalry in 2024.
Okay.
I think we went there testing. We had the new prototype B7 we tried. It was just an amazing experience. All the engineers were there, meeting a lot of the top guys of Associated. That was a pretty cool experience, meeting Spencer for the first or second time, sir. But like kind of in person, at the Worlds in Rotterdam, it was kind of like he was sitting over there and we were sitting over here. But now we were invited in.
When you went to Hobby Action, right?
Yeah.
And so did you went to Hobby Action prior to the Worlds?
Yeah, we did some testing.
Okay, got you.
But that was an amazing event. I mean, two-wheel drive was kind of just making the main. I think I had some pretty good pace in two-wheel drive as well. It's so tough to race on dirt. It was my first time ever racing on dirt. I've never raced even on A scale. It's always been oil tracks. So that was my first time ever racing on slick tires and dirt. So qualified 9th. Oh, it was four-wheel drive first, actually, wasn't it? I think it was.
Yeah.
At that event, yeah.
Yes, it was.
So there I qualified 10th. I think I scored actually a 3rd and a 4th but then I just couldn't back it up. And then we had a morning heat in the last qualifier, which was the most important qualifiers for me because I needed a top 15 or top 10 run to make it to the main. And because it was a morning heat, we only had 2 minutes of warm up on the track to get the green, what you call it, green groove away. And then we were the first heat. I went out and I actually won the heat. We beat everyone in my heat, which was pretty awesome at the time. I was pretty happy. But then the second and third and fourth heat were pretty damn fast as well because we had removed all the green groove from the track. And, we were just sitting there hoping. I remember sitting outside on the curb, just praying that I was in it. And we went back inside. And the Australian guys, that's the first time ever I met Andrew Salvetti and the Mondays and stuff. They came over and they had a score sheet where they put all the points together and they said, "You're number 10." So that was a pretty happy moment for me and my dad. That was my first Worlds in the 110 scale as well. So that was pretty awesome. And I enjoyed the finals a lot, racing against Mayfield and Cavalieri and them guys. It was pretty awesome. I think that was
you watched those guys come up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then racing them in the States as well is pretty cool, I would say.
Yeah. Have you raced on any other surface like the American clay surfaces since Hobby Action? Like
nope.
on slick? Okay.
No, I've only been to America then, and then I went to Florida when you invited me. That's the only 2 times I've been there.
I didn't invite you.
All right.
I didn't.
It was you that got me into it. You hyped me up.
I hyped you up and pushed Brent to bring you down there. But I'm glad you did come. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I would like to see you come do some of that clay slick racing on a different style clay. Because I know Hobby Action takes.
Like this. Yeah.
Huh?
Class of Champions or something like this.
Yeah, that looks good. That's coming up here as we talk. This should be coming up. But that's glue.
Yeah.
That's glue.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But it's still a good patch. I would think in like maybe trackside or or somewhere like Hobbyplex, the other Hobbyplex.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's so different for you. That slick, like your first time on dirt like that, and that slick tire.
Really?
What was some of the big adjustments for you?
I think the driving style is so different on dirt. It's so hard to adjust from carpet to dirt, I think. At least for me. Because on dirt or on carpet, I'm really good at keeping the rolling speed, not stalling the car in the corners. And on dirt, you kind of have to throw the car in, hit the brakes, get it to turn, and then go. It's not really like holding the car, keeping it going. It's very, what you call it, square driving. Because you always need to make sure that the car is rotating and not understeering out. Then you just lose tenths immediately. So it's very, very different. But in forward drive, especially, I was really surprised of how much easier it is to race. I think it's harder in the sense of that it's slippery, but you don't have to worry about the car falling over or, jumps that you kind of hitting him squared and the car will flip over the jump. You could kind of like throw it around a bit. Yeah.
I like doing carpet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you
can drive it more like an 8-scale car.
Exactly. Yeah.
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 So,
it's much more free, but still difficult. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
All right. And so I want to fast forward to 2024 because that's when you do something else that I think is very impressive. In the 8-scale world, which was you come to Redovon again. Now, this is a track you've been to before. If I'm not even mistaken, they might even have had they had the Euros there that year too. So
I didn't go to the Euros that year, unfortunately. No, I didn't.
So after this, were you doing any more 8-scale nitro racing at this time? Between your first race and 2024?
I mean, in 2023, I did only the NXC, the Nordic X-Ray Challenge, which Runnefall also attends in Denmark. In 2024, we took it a lot more serious, also with doing the nationals in both Nitro and Electric that year. And I think I also attended the Euros in Electric in France in Montpellier, which didn't go too well. And then the Nitro Worlds, I think, was my own idea, just because I've gotten like all the 8-skill stuff I do myself because my dad, he does the 10-skill stuff, and I think it's a lot easier to work on the 8-skill because it's not as fiddly, and it doesn't need to be as perfect to be performing at its maximum capacity, if you know, from the car.
Gotcha.
So I built my car for the Worlds and ran my motor in at the Nationals that we had a week before on dirt. And then I just flew there with my mom, met up with Brent, and who was racing the American guy also. What's he called? He's a very, very good friend of mine. Can't remember his name now.
He's a racer?
Yeah. He raced Associated at that point. He's a big racer in America. He has the purple body scheme. What's his name? I don't remember. Let me see if I can find him here. He's a very, very good racer, and he helped me a lot through the Worlds. But you know, he just he did a lot of work for me in the pits. Him and his dad. Let me see if I can find him here. What's his name? It's the
Right, because your dad didn't come to this race, right?
no, I was alone. Jonah Wilson, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, Jonah.
He was racing. He was racing Associated at that point.
Yeah.
So I was playing next to him. That was a great event. I really enjoyed Radovan in 2024.
You was
came
fast.
there with my
Great final.
Yeah.
Right in.
That was pretty awesome. Yeah, that was pretty fun. That was pretty awesome. But I don't know where I qualified. Maybe where did I qualify? 7th in the semi B. What's that? 15th, something like this.
Like that. I don't know all the math. That's above my pay.
No.
You made it.
Yeah. That was pretty awesome. I mean, that just the experience of racing an hour and doing the semi, the intensity. I mean, there's the Nitro stuff is a whole nother scene from the 110 stuff. I think that's why you say Nitro is the glory.
So you like it?
I like it. I like it a lot. The intensity and the roar of the engines. I think everything is coming together in 8-skill. It's way more expensive. That's the burst side of it. But I think when everything is put together right, I think that's probably the most amazing class to drive out there.
Yeah. And you seem to do pretty well with it because you are world champion in it now.
Yeah.
But that's good.
Didn't expect that, but yeah.
Because I want to see you come. I think, I like I want to see you come race some more 8-skill races, right? I want to see you do a GNC and a Silver State and a PMP or these big American races. Come over.
Silver State, I'd really like to try. Yeah.
Excuse me?
Brent, I would really like to do Silver State. That looks awesome. That track looks amazing. It looks tough and rough. And what do you say?
Yeah. Unfortunately, you won't be able to enjoy Las Vegas because you are not of age in America.
That's true.
So maybe wait till you get 21.
Yeah, I think that side of it is that's what we keep off the track and do when we celebrate when we get home.
All right.
So, yeah.
So, okay. So now,
Techno RC. Techno RC is a championship-winning manufacturer of high-performance 8-skill, 10-skill, nitro, and electric RC buggies and trucks. With a worldwide dealer network, USA and Europe-based headquarters, comprehensive warranty program, and global race support, Techno RC is excellence in RC. View the full lineup of Techno RC race-proven vehicles by visiting www.technorc.com.
You're going into let's come up to this last year, 2025.
Yeah.
You come off this good Radovan run. You do, that was good. You go into 2025. Everything's about the upcoming. Well, you have 2 world championships coming up, but obviously everybody is fully focused on the 10-skill worlds in Australia. You got on to the warm-up race. You do well. You're very fast on there. People are buzzing, talking about you down there. Tell us how you felt going on to Australia for the first time, racing on dirt. Like, had you raced on any type of dirt like that prior to that?
No,
Okay,
never.
that's new for you. Obviously, you're cool with Andrew Salvaggi, who's been on this podcast. He's probably going to be in here again. If you want to check out that podcast, check it out. It's actually a really good chat with him. So, tell us about your first trip to Australia.
I mean, that was amazing. I mean, that's also a amazing experience. I mean, going down there, meeting up with Lachlan and his dad, Chad. That was that was an amazing experience. They were really, really nice. They picked me up from the airport, and I stayed at their house. We went to the track together the next morning, together with Andrew Salvaggi. That was just amazing. We practiced a lot. Just had an awesome time. I mean, the American guys came over. I think Aiden and Bada and Rivkin, and yeah, I think everything just came together. It was just an awesome time. I really enjoyed it. Also, racing on that surface was so difficult and weird because you had the pins with the support, but still no bite. So it was really an awesome experience. And I think as a driver, you develop a lot from racing on that stuff because you learn a lot about hitting the same line. Because doing another line means you're hitting a bump, or the face of the jump is maybe angled wrong on the right side than from the left side of the jump. So it's definitely it's different. I mean, in A scale, you have such a big car that it doesn't really affect which side you go on. But when the car is so small and so sensitive to the surface, I think it makes a difference where you're hitting the line on each lap. So
Okay, so you go to when was the warm up last year? Right? Was what year? What month was it this year? Sorry.
it was April, May,
Okay.
maybe April,
So that
March,
was
April. I think, yeah.
so it was what that like their winter time down there, was it?
Yeah, there was just no. It was what you called. You know, we have summer and then you have
Spring,
autumn,
fall. Yeah,
fall.
fall.
Yeah, fall. Yeah, autumn,
Yeah,
falls. Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
Um,
because I heard a lot of people say that the track was complete, like the traction and everything, the way the track developed was very much different from the warm up compared to the actual event, World Championship.
yeah. So from like going to the Worlds, I think a lot of people didn't expect the track to change so much, but also looking back at it, you know, the associated team, they really put up for this, you know, going from 6 heats racing on the track each round to 15, like 15 heats before a race again. I don't think people expected the track to group up so much as it did. I think they caught a lot of beat off guard. Yeah, that was the tough part, you know, seeing the track develop so much from heat to heat. I think that made a huge difference.
Okay, I think we're just gonna segue into the Worlds, even though I know it comes after it's your second World Championship.
Yeah.
But we're going back to 8 scale because we are talking about 10 scale right now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about 20. Your second World Championship, which
Yep.
is the 4-wheel drive World Championship. You head into Australia in what was it? Late October, late September. I can't. You
Yeah.
know, yeah,
Late September, yeah.
yeah. We go down there. You know, lots of names are flying around. You know, your name's coming up. Obviously, Rivkin, Lockman. You know, all this.
Yeah.
It's exciting, right? Because we haven't been to this type of track in quite a long time. There's a lot of hype around this Worlds. We're like, I think this is the first World Championship where we have no Ryan Cavallari, we have no Ryan Mayfield.
Yeah.
You
No
know,
Jared
none of these
Tebow.
guys no
Yeah.
Tebow. First
No
time
Tebow,
in
no.
Tech Gates,
Yeah.
these guys aren't at a World Championship. No
Yeah.
Lee Martin, no Neil
No Lee
Craig.
Martin, yeah. No.
All these heroes coming up that you grew up watching. Not right.
Yeah.
It's you now. You're the guys.
Yeah.
So I did pick Broc because I've been watching Broc a lot. I remember I picked him, I think, on my show. And
Yeah.
I can't remember who Max picked and we picked, but I believe you was definitely in the hunt. Let's just go right into two-wheel drive. Like you get there.
Yeah.
Are you so let me ask you, did the warm-up give you confidence that you needed to go into this race?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the tool drive stuff, my tool drive at the one was horrible. I mean,
Okay.
I had no expectations going into the Worlds. So the tool drive stuff was just kind of learn the track, get into the groove. I didn't really expect too much. And also, when we landed, all of our bags were gone. So we actually only had the cars. Everything else was gone. So the setup day, we had nothing. You could just glue tires and watch the others do renting their cars and bleed the shocks and making sure everything was right. And then I think maybe in the noon or the morning on the first day, we got our bags from the airport and we could start unpacking and getting ready.
Does that mentally frazzle you a bit?
Not really. My dad said sometimes it's a good thing to start off with some unluck and then it will catch up to you later, the luck. So
Gotcha. Okay.
I think he was right. So I think it didn't affect me too bad. I got the JC body seal from Jason.
Because that's the body shell that works there.
Yeah.
Everybody's running it.
Yeah. That was awesome. So we got into practice. My car was feeling really, really good. We did the team had evolved an amazing car. And we just kept testing, kept asking the Australians, what are you doing? What are you changing now? Because they knew so much about the surface and they were really good helpers. I mean, they helped so much with the setups and with also Andrew, like forecasting the track style or how the track would groove up. He was so good at, foreshadowing how the run would go and how the track would look. So we kept asking them for setup changes and stuff. I know seeding rolled around. We managed to, I think, did we top seed? I think so. No.
You should know this.
I don't know. I don't remember now. Maybe
I'm glad I'm not the only one that doesn't remember this type of stuff.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that seeded 7th or something. Top seeded maybe. I think maybe I top seeded. Yeah, I did because I had the first. And then the morning run where we had to do the 5 minutes seeding run. I did bad and started 7th. That's right.
I thought that was silly. That there's it was what 3 seeding runs, I think it was.
Yeah.
That was silly. I thought that was silly.
I think the 2 seeding runs are good, but then we should go to qualifying. Don't do the 5 minutes because that's not seeding. That's a qualifier.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So then qualifying run around, and I knew me and Bada would have an intense battle because at the warm-up race, we raced each other. Like every time we would go on track to do setup changes and stuff, we would race each other, and we were like 0.1 from each other all the time, racing at the warm-up race. And, coming into the first qualifier, we were going back at it, I was catching up, then was falling back again, catching up. And then I think we ended up a 10th apart at the end when I TQ'd the first round. Then we were starting first and second for the second qualifier. And it was just back to it. I mean, I was first, he was catching up, then he was falling back, and he was catching up. And I think it was 0.5 or something that separated us in the second qualifier. And then in the third one, Rivkin actually was the main competitor in what was in the second best heat. And he did the first 12th lapper, but unfortunately he pulled over.
Yep.
Which was really unfortunate. But then I went out and I had nothing to lose, so I just threw everything at it, and I got the 12th round. I heard by Scotty. And then I just knew I had to finish the lap without crashing. Then it would be TQ. And that was an amazing feeling. TQing after 3 rounds. My dad I've never seen a man so happy before. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Yeah.
I remember watching that. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I remember when Rivkin pulled up. I was like, what are you doing? No. like such a rookie mistake, but he was confused, like he didn't know what was going on, and I guess nerves
But
got him.
but it's also like on the rostrum there was no sound. Like if you were really focused, you have to focus on driving your car around as fast as possible. But you're also kind of focusing on what Scotty is saying because you really don't know how much time you've got left. It only says like 1 minute to go, 30 seconds, and because it's timed so well that if you do a fast last lap, you can go to 12th lap. But if you do a slow last lap, you don't go to 12th lap. So that's why I think he was confused because you don't really hear it. It doesn't say car or Rivkin done. It doesn't say that. So we were listening after Scotty, and that's why he kept going because Scotty screamed while you were pulling over. So
Yeah, because for people, from what I understand, Scotty and the commentary from the live stream was being broadcast to the pits, and I guess you guys could.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys could hear it completely, or
no,
right. It wasn't for you
Yeah,
guys to hear, and for
no, it
anybody
was only at the crowd. Yeah,
and for anybody like it's this is a pet peeve of mine, but at these world championships, like there is no announcing, there's just refereeing, right?
yeah, that's pretty silly. Yeah,
Yeah, I think did they start doing it after this, like saying that you guys were done?
yeah, they
Okay,
did.
because
They did.
So the reason they say there's no commentary for you guys because they say it's coaching. I actually feel that it makes the event completely boring, right? And I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, for the racer, it makes it boring because even though they call it coaching, I know it. If you hear it, Ripkin's 1 second ahead of you, then it motivates you to go faster. But
yeah.
still, it brings intensity for the guy. You got pressure now. You're 1 second behind. You got to catch back up. I think it goes both ways. I think it's how you look on it. But you kind of need it as a driver to hear the announcement, to know how fast or how far into the heat you are, because it's kind of like racing with no start at the beginning. Like it's just you put the car on, then you go.
It's
impossible. You never know when you're. Yeah.
I think somebody at the Ebuggy World said it actually scared them one time because it was so quiet, and then somebody said something and it startled them. And I think we definitely need it, but that's a rant for another day.
Exactly.
But we see where it kind of affects this. It affected this, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you TQ the first 3 rounds. You're already in. Then I think Broc TQs the last round because I talked to Broc about this, so he goes in with some confidence.
Yeah.
And look, I'm gonna be honest with you because I think this is what happened. You could tell me if it did it or not, but this is from me looking on the outside in because me and my other buddy turned in England, and a couple other friends, he was all watching. Like he was watching at the same time. He was watching the. So I've watched you do 2 A-main warm-ups. One in Portugal, where you and Algaro, which was probably the best race of the whole event between you two. You guys went at it in the warm-up race, and I was like, oh, look at Algaro. Anyway, if anybody remembers the warm-up for 2-wheel drive, you and Broc go out there, you're racing. We come onto that straightaway, and both of you come down the straightaway. I think you try to go. No, I think Broc got in front of you somehow. I can't remember how he got in front of you.
It's like on the inside. So
yes. And then you come on the straightaway, and it's a curve straightaway, and you're both gunning on her. Broc has the inside, you have the outside. You go on the outside, and you come together, boom, and you go flying off the track. And I was like, my buddy, everybody goes, Broc just won the world championship just now, right? Even though this is the warm-up race. He was like, it's racecraft, it's rattled. I talked to Broc about this. He says he thinks it happened. It happened to you. Tell us, did that rattle you? Did it get to you?
I think from the experience from my dad back in the day, even before we went, like on the after the 3rd qualifier, I was at the maximum capacity of confidence. So we wanted to try stuff because we saw that the Schumacher guys slowly creeping up through the what you call the scoreboard, and we needed to find some more because I really had to force the car around the track to be fast. And I was just asking, can we get some more comfort but still the same speed? So we tried all sorts of shit through 4th, 5th, and the practice round in the morning or in the noon, and it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. And waking up to that day, the main day, it's just you waking up and you're feeling off. I spoke with my dad about this as well. He was like, I feel like I put the wrong pants on, or something didn't really go the way that it should in the morning. So it was already there. I was feeling off. And yeah, then going into the practice main, us coming together. I don't know. It didn't really rattle me. I wasn't really scared of racing Broc. It was more like I felt like I was going against my car. Like it wasn't really doing the stuff that I wanted to do. It was kind of like survive and keep it together on the track. And then you have Broc, one of the fastest racers in the world, behind you, like going inside, outside, trying to get by you. And when you fight in the car so much, it's kind of like it's you don't really want to race because it feels off. It kind of demotivates you to try to go for it when it feels like the car is working against you. And I think for the finals, I think we didn't really work together as a team to provide the best winning setup that we could. And we had where we were starting first, third, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, nine, 10, or something like this. And nobody really worked together to make the car faster so we could win the worlds. Which I think it was a small mistake we did. But then again, we go on the first main. Broc's really fast on my tail throughout the whole event, and then I slightly cased the first landing of the jump section, and I do my line, and then he kind of jumps across and hits my wing, and then I flip, and I don't know. I don't think it's Broc's fault. I think it's a unfortunate takeout, but I would say that if we had a referee, they would call it to wait. I think that would, because I was driving my racing line and he was kind of jumping across. But protesting it, they also said that I wasn't doing the natural line. I wasn't doing the racing line. But if you go back and look at the whole event and all 10, 12 heats we did, it's exactly the same line that I did throughout the whole event. So I think it's an unfortunate takeout. I don't think it's Broc's fault. He can't, determine what the referee wants to do. They didn't call it. That's not Broc's fault. And he was lucky not to get flipped over when he hit my car again on the other side of the track. But then he went on to win the first main, and the second main, I was already feeling off. Broc was fast. It was kind of survive, and then I hit a small bump and my car just lifted, so I had to save it, and then he could go on the inside. And then it was just gone. I mean, me and Spencer talked about this. I mean, the Schumacher guys they just know their stuff. When it doesn't work their way, they somehow, some way find a way around the problem, and then they are all the time fast. I mean, also you saw at the Foray Carpet Champs, Broc was super mega fast at that event. Because they know their stuff. I mean,
even at the
that's
world,
just how
at
it
the
is.
HQ Worlds.
Also at the HQ World,
Yeah.
but that wasn't really their car. But
Yeah, I know, but they knew how to put
they
together.
knew their
and
stuff.
do well.
Yeah. I mean,
So you said something. You said you wish you would have worked as a team better. Now, do you mean as a team on that day or leading up to the race? And in what way would you have liked to have worked better?
I mean, I think we did the maximum amount of testing and regrouping and looking at tracks, looking at statistics and stuff for the event. I think at the event, with the tracks changing so much, I think we should have worked together. Seeing the Schumacher guys slowly creep up, I think we should have done the same. Told people to try stuff, so we had an actual chance of maybe trying to win the worlds instead of we losing out because the car was so hard to drive. I think we should have worked a bit together as a team, solving some of these issues. I mean, the Australian guys helped with everything they could. They suggested stuff. I think the American guys should have maybe came over and said something. We can do this or do that. But everyone was struggling, so it's hard, to know something when everybody is on different sides of the setup. You could say it like this. Where the Schumacher guys, I think they are separate ways, but they know their way with the amount of testing they do. And with our experience on actual dirt, which is the first time we ever raced on it, I think it's just not enough experience. It's like 8-scale. You gotta know this stuff to be fast. And Broc, he just did it on the day. I mean, congrats to him. I mean, I don't think there's a better guy at solving problems than Broc does. I mean,
Mhm.
if he has a bad setup on his car, he just freaking changes it and then he's at it. So
Okay.
yeah,
And also, I think because I feel like you guys, the associated guys, were fast right off the cuff, right?
yeah,
And you kind of at that time you only had to deal with Schumacher because the X-ray guys are way off.
yeah,
They're way off on the other side of the spectrum.
yeah, yeah.
So maybe you just got when it came time to change, you couldn't. Well, it worked for us before. Why isn't it working? I don't know what happened in the inner circles there.
No.
But I would when you say things like that about Schumacher working better or just know their stuff and
Yeah.
working together as a team, I would 100% agree with you because we've said that countless times here as well. But the beautiful thing about this is that you have another class, right? So
Exactly. Yeah.
I guess my question would be: you said you was feeling kind of off that day. I'm sure that it was a very disappointing night for you that night. I'm sure, and your dad was probably also disappointed as well. What did you do to shake that off and say, all right, well, four-wheel drive is up next?
Well, after that tour drive event, we got home with the third. I don't think that's too bad. A second for Bada, but I know that the tour drive was the class that my dad really wanted to see me win. That's always been his favorite class. So that was really disappointing for him. But laying in bed, I just had this kind of energy to go out there, and I was so determined not to lose the forward drive, even though how much work it took. I just really wanted to get out there and show that I can actually win. So I was really frustrated, but it fueled me so much to go on to win forward drive. Like I knew that forward drive was my class, and it's always been my class. And even though the car isn't the best, I always found ways to extract more pace out of it. Because I just that car I know really well on my driving skills, and so waking up the next morning, I was just really really eager to get out on a track and see how it feels. And from the first heat off, I could just feel that this was going to be it was going to be an intense fight, but I knew I had the control of what I was doing to the car. Like it wasn't controlling me. I knew when I placed it, it was going to do this, and when I did that, it was going to do this. So really fast, I brushed the tool drive off. I didn't focus on that too much, and then we went on to forward drive with more fire. My dad was really sad. He was like, he was giving up. He's saying the forward drive is going to be a shit show. But we went out there in the first practice, top 5. I think that was pretty decent. At the end of seeding, we top seeded, which was pretty awesome. Was it Kobovic or David II? I don't remember.
You asked the wrong person.
Yeah, my bad. No, I don't remember. A lot of stuff happened, so we don't. Yeah. But yeah, then qualifying roll around, and Ongaro had found a really really good setup on his. It would look really easy to drive. No, he has a really unique driving style, but it looked really good. My car was a bit more darty, but I still had control over it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think through the qualifiers, the first I won, the second he won, the third I won, and then the fourth one, I think he crashed, and I was leading by a lot, but then my electronics shut off at the end of the straight, which was really unfortunate. It was not completely shut off, but I could feel like when I touched the throttle, it wasn't really going. So I didn't really know what happened, but then overnight, Matthew and Andrew Salveggi completely tore the car down, put new motor, new speedo, new receiver, everything new in it. And Andrew checked the whole car over. He's very, very good. Helped me a lot through four-wheel drive. He knows a lot about the geometry and stuff of the car. And yeah, he just helps so much with tires. I mean, my dad he's doing all of it, and I really thank him every day for the work he puts in. But we don't really know Andrew, and he's just coming over. We come over there, and he's with open arms, saying, "Let's do this, let's do that." And he's saying with confidence. So when we ask him about something, he just say, "Do this." He's not like second questioning or thinking about it twice. He just do this, and then we do it, and then we go out, and it just works. So that's just that was amazing. Then the fifth qualifier was a morning heat, which was again like the previous worlds. It was sketchy because we were the first heat on track. But this time we actually had 5 minutes to go on the practice heat. We had the round before the qualifying, which I think was needed for the two-wheel drive run, or no, the four-wheel drive one in Arizona back then. But that had thankfully changed. So the track was pretty grouped up when we ran out there in the fifth qualifier. And, we went out there, me and Davide were going back or head to head. I had to finish second, and then Davide couldn't beat my tie break, and then I was with TQ. But I thankfully beat him in the last one, which was pretty close to my tiebreaker from this third qualifier. So I'm happy that I secured it and didn't rely on the tiebreaker. So yeah, that was an amazing start. This time I didn't touch the pole trophy, just to make sure that I didn't take any bad luck in. When Jason Bruna awarded me the trophy. So yeah, and then
Some superstition.
Yeah, exactly. But waking up on the main day, it was feeling right. Everything was coming together. The breakfast was amazing that morning. Brent was smiling from ear to ear. First time in all the days. No, I'm joking. But yeah, everything was just great. We went out in the practice main. Me and Davide again had a close fight. Him again leading, and then unfortunately casing the triple in the jump section, and not me winning the warm-up race, which I think is always good. Like you said, I think it's always a great energy for you to have to win the practice main. I don't know if it rattles anyone that you win it, or puts them out mentally, but I think that it's a good feeling for yourself that you won the main, even though they crashed or whatever. But yeah, then the first main came, and something we noticed Davide is really good at. I also noticed it in Portugal. He's very good at thinking or letting you know, or letting you think that you have pace. So he lets you get a gap of 2 seconds, and then the son of a gun he just slowly pulls the bag in, and then he's on your tail, like looking around the outside and inside. And then we came around to find a couple of corners. He has so much control over his car, so he can really race close. And he just came really close, and it was an amazing first final. It was like one of those where you really enjoyed it. Someone would be scared that when you go out of the second main, he's just gonna push you as hard as he can. But it was really an enjoyable main. I think Davide is one of the cleanest racers I've ever raced. Like racing for titles and stuff. I think he's very, very calm and cool and collected when he's doing his stuff. And then A2 was the walkout stuff. I think intensity was high. Also between me and Davide, we're very good friends, but you're letting you know that you are competitive when you're racing for a world's title. So there's not too much chit-chatting going on like we would at an 8-scale event or maybe at some other event. So, there's still good vibes between us, but you're letting the opponent know that there's intensity. And we walk out and we get onto the stand, and again, he lets me get a 2-second lead or 1.5 second lead. And then he just pulls it back in. 50 seconds to go. He's right on your tail. He's following you on the penultimate lap around, pushing you almost around the corners in the last or the second to last lap. And then, the famous him jumping on the inside, landing, doing the triple landing, and me going on the inside and then block passing him on the tabletop. I think that's a pretty awesome moment. Both from me and Davide. I think he did really good to defend his title. I don't think we'll ever see a title defense go on the books as well as he did it. But he's a 4-time world champion, and I think he's definitely showing it on track when he's doing his stuff. So
absolutely,
yeah,
you held in there,
was,
and you take that A2 win.
Yeah, I mean, that was an amazing feeling. I was happy, but it was also kind of showing the world that we don't give up, even though some would go down under the ground when they lose a world championships that's right in front of them from TQ. It's almost impossible to lose one of those. But yeah, showing them that we can get back up even though we're all the way down. I think that was the most important to me when we won the title.
Okay, here's going to be a tough question. What meant more, Ebuggy or four-wheel drive?
Well, from being a little kid, like 5 years old, I've always said, because my dad has always been a tool drive man, and I always said to my dad, looking at the four-wheel drive, I always said, I want to be a world champion in this class one day. And he said, yeah, that's good. It's too hard and too tough to win that class. You should focus on two-wheel drive. He's always going around saying, if you can drive a two-wheel drive, you can always drive a four-wheel drive. So winning the four-wheel drive class was definitely, for me, the biggest relief, or the biggest goal that I could ever imagine to achieve. The Portugal one is definitely special because me and Brent worked so hard and good together. But with my dad being there, us starting from when I was 3 years old, and then looking at each other with a world's championship trophy between us, I think that's something that you don't find. Those moments are special moments. I don't think you find them anywhere else.
Yeah, and your dad was actually in Australia this time, not
exactly
where he wasn't there. So,
yeah,
but I think
that's important.
I think you want the two-wheel drive. That's
he wants
the one.
He definitely You want the two-wheel drive, but because it's more prestigious, and my dad is still saying that to me this day. But I think four-wheel drive, I think still is tough. And
oh yeah. No, look, there's no one's discrediting that. But
no.
I don't think there's been a two-wheel drive European world champion in quite some time. I don't even remember who the last one was. Might have been
Neil, maybe.
Neil, or maybe you. What did? I can't remember. I don't know. When did Neil win it last time?
03? No, when?
I can't remember. Somebody in the comments will let us know if you remember which was the last. And I think somebody said it the last time we talked about it. So let us know who the last European two-wheel drive world champion was. I want to just finish up on 10 scale. So, obviously, you heard what Broc said on our last podcast about he thinks there's some beef between you and him. He's talking about you run, hey, look, man, if you guys have some beef, I'm fine with that because we need this. Do you have any beef with Broc right now? Or is there some AE Schumacher beef going on there that we don't know about?
I wouldn't call it beef. I think it's the same with Alasky. It's more about rivalry. Him saying that, him talk about mental games and stuff. I think when you go on a podcast and mention the other guy with name and what he did, I think already there he lost the mental game because he he has to say it. I'm just saying it out loud. I mean,
That's fine.
when you want to do that, I mean, I think you already lost the mental game. I'm nothing against the guy, as he said. I don't think he has anything against me. I mean, we talked well at the Florida. I think the forward drive incident was quite unfortunate. My setup wasn't really that good for that event. Me coming over, he was super fast, as I said, coming up behind me, and through the sweeper, I was just rolling, not because I needed the top 5 run to make the main. So I didn't want to lose too much time letting him by, so I just kind of rolled around the outside. And I think I was just, relying on him shooting it way faster out of the corner, and he just slightly tapped his rear end, and he lost half a second to Daniel. So, yeah, I want to say sorry for that. If you take that as a big thing, I mean, he still won the event, but yeah.
Hey, you know what I say? On to the next race.
Exactly.
That
I
you
think
guys
it
will probably be EOS that you guys see each other.
I asked him about this, but he said it. I understand. I mean, when he's professional and he's racing every weekend, like coming to Europe and then flying back, I think that's pretty tough as a racer.
Travel. But I think he's coming to an EOS. I believe he is doing EOS.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
We're going to go into 8 scale. We're not going to spend too much time, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on your first carpet race at the carpet championships. You didn't make main in one of them, I believe, but what did you think of it?
I think it's quite a lot different. Also, the time track length is pretty small compared to what we have in Europe. What would we do? 14 or 15 seconds here. And I think in Europe we do 20 something seconds. So it's quite a lot different.
And that's a big track in the USA.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah, I didn't know. But the atmosphere is definitely different. The way people is pitting and stuff is kind of very, very team organized visually at American races, I think. At European races, you have the Schumacher team, then the associate, then the X-ray, but it's not really visual. You only see the persons, not really the banners and stuff. But it's definitely different. I mean,
you need to come to a big. You need to come to a big 8 scale race in America. Then, oh my goodness,
I would really like to. I think watching Mayfield and stuff. I think it looks pretty awesome. Bumps and
blown away.
Big jumps and
I mean, by the atmosphere. Like, if you thought that carpet championships was like very team atmosphere, then you need to come to a big 1/8 scale USA race. Like a DNC.
I gotta go there.
You know where else is really good for that? Wicked Weekend, the one in yeah, and there's dude, that's when you see all the teams out, all the tents, all that stuff. It looks great. What did you think of the carpet over there? Because a lot of people it threw everybody for a loop.
I think, but Juna already warned me about this. The traction not being too high. I think that's pretty awesome. Still on carpet. I mean, it makes a challenge for all of us.
But others were saying it was loose.
Yeah, it was loose. I mean, it was. The traction was low, but then it kind of like grew up slowly. Broc also told me this actually when I spoke to him. It was like the first 2 days is gonna be horrendous, and then it's gonna slowly start to come. And it did. I mean, I did no practicing for this event, so I was kind of thrown out there. Brent tried to help me. The American guys. Aiden's testing, which he said went so good, didn't go so good. So we were kind of in a boat, everybody. But Yuna did pretty awesome. I really wish he would. I really hope for him to win that event, but
me too.
Yeah, he just came up short at the end.
All right. So I know we talked a lot about your 10 skill because obviously that was the most recent one and kind of the really, really big one. And we're not taking away from the 8 scale Ebuggy World Championship that you won in August in Portugal, which I think shocked a lot of people. Because everybody, and this was a race. We had Ryan Mayfield there. We had Dakota Fend. run a Falk, all the fast. We didn't have all the fast, every single fast American, but we did have all the fast Europeans there attending. It was at the Buggy Arena in Portugal, which held the
Yeah.
European Championships about a month and a half before this.
Yeah.
It's another very high bite glue track that we similar to Redovon, but not. It's big. It's a very big track, not as big as Redovon. A lot of elevation change. It's a beautiful facility there.
It is really, yeah.
Yeah, and you pretty much like got into it. Was kind of similar. Like you came out, we didn't expect it, and you come out here and qualifying. You're doing well. You're TQ and stuff. Tell us about that, because this is also not your first class. Like obviously 10 scale was your first class. You've been doing 8 scale, but yeah, tell us a little bit about your Portugal Worlds win.
I mean, coming into that one, looking back at it, when we had to sign up for the event, me and my dad knew that there was a possibility that we could go good in this class because it was electric, and our associated electric car is pretty damn awesome, like the chassis wise. And going into that event, I sent an email, asking if he could come help me, just doing car stuff, checking it over, and helping me set up. And he, thankfully said yes, and he came. And we just went out and practiced. Car was pretty good. Then we had some proto stuff. I didn't know if people saw that on the videos. We had some proto stuff that we tried in the last seating, which was way better than something Davide found, which was way better than what we have on the car right now. But yeah, going out to qualifying, I knew that I thought that my main competitor would be Runnerfolk again, since he'd been so fast at the Euros, and he was in the first qualifier. He TQ, I think, and I crashed out. Unfortunate mistake, but in the second one, I got my head together and managed to TQ that one, but still pretty close with Runnerfolk. And the third one, I think Runnerfolk unfortunately crashed, and then it was a fight between me and Olowski, where I got that one, thankfully. And then the morning, when I woke up early for some reason. And then I was looking outside and it was raining. So I woke my mom up. I said to her, "Can we go to the track early?" And she drove me there, and I started preparing diffs and stuff for the rain. And then Brent came out and he was like, why are you here so goddamn early? And I was like, I want to be prepared for the rain because I'm lacking experience in that. And then doing that stuff, we kind of had it ready, and then we went out. The heat before me was Clement Boda, and he was running super fast all of a sudden. And he won his heat, I think, maybe second or something like this. And Brent went over there and he was like, what is going on? They showed us some tires they had. And that's where the yellow wheel came up. So we lent their tires, put it onto mine. And yeah, the car was just really fast out of the gate. It was very, very tough to race in those conditions. Since the track was very dusty, it's gone very dusty from the wet patches we had on the track. So it was really, really tough. You kind of had like this much of a racing line to make sure that the car was still in the optimal window of in terms of pace wise. It was tough. And then we thankfully TQ'd that one, and it was secured, I think. And then I was just trying stuff in the 4th and 5th qualifier where did Olowski TQ those ones? I think he did. And then the practice main the next morning, it was just, I woke up, I was feeling really good. I had so much confidence in my car. I knew exactly where to place it on track. Craig Drescher called the night before and he said, just picture yourself winning, picture yourself doing good. And I did that and went out onto the track and had an amazing practice lane with Davide. I think that was the most exciting main I had throughout the whole
Yeah, it was.
event.
He was like,
We had a
"Oh, this
pretty
is gonna be awesome."
yeah.
And
We had
when I mean awesome, we thought we was gonna have an epic battle, and then of course you just dominated after that.
yeah.
I was
So
like, "Come
for
on,
first
Marcus."
main, yeah. I remember you telling me that after I won. Hopefully you don't get off so easy next main. You said.
No, I said, thanks for making it a boring race, but it was good.
Oh yeah,
But
that's what he said. Yeah, that's what I said.
uh,
That was
but I
funny.
think it was one of my best moments I've doing in RC because I was like, this is gonna be special when you win this. So I ran out there with my phone and I was like, yeah. And then you did the typical RC thing, bop, 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 bop. And I said, there he goes, breaking
Yeah,
his hand, breaking his hand.
yeah.
But
It,
it
it,
was
it hurt pretty
special,
bad.
man.
Yeah, yeah,
I was super pumped for you. Because you obviously were probably the cream of the crop the entire weekend. And you and then I was funny because then I started seeing Americans saying your name, and I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
Kaerup has arrived." When the Americans know
yeah.
who you are, you have arrived. But you win your first world championship. What did your dad say to you? Because you were on camera. Was you surprised with that?
Yeah, I mean, he was. I mean, he was so happy. He called me afterwards as well, and he was crying. And he had brought a team together at our house to watch it on the TV. So they were all cheering from home, and yeah, it was just an amazing moment. Really annoying he couldn't be there for my first worlds, but yeah, just amazing to be able to join it across Europe.
What did Marcus do to celebrate winning his first worlds?
I said thanks to Brent, and then when we came home, I went right to sleep because I was so mentally tired from being so intense. I'm really intense when we got off racing because I like being up there all the time. So my mental strength was all my batteries was completely drained. So when we got home, I just fell asleep. And yeah, I didn't really have time to celebrate anything because then the focus was on the Worlds in Australia. But yeah, I was happy. Brent was happy. Yuna was really awesome there as well. Cheered for me, helped me a lot as well throughout the event. I think that event also kickstarted our friendship. I think we've gotten really close ever since. We race all the time together, text all the time now, and yeah, I think that event lays special in all of our hearts.
Awesome, 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 man. Impressive, impressive, and all that happened in 3 years. Like what in 2 months? What we're talking about.
Yeah,
I guess I'm not going to keep you too much longer. I just wanted to give some more background. So most people would say, okay, look, you're two-time world champion. What happens next for you? So you are in school, right?
yeah.
So
Still in school, yeah.
how much time left do you have in school? What are your plans? What do you want to do?
So I've got half a year left in we call it gymnasium. Do you have anything before college or something? Or no, that you don't? High school,
some
maybe?
people go,
High school?
yeah. Some people
High
go to
school.
like an extra year of
Yeah,
I don't know I don't know.
yeah, yeah. So something like this, like something before college and something in between high school and college. And yeah, I'm on my final year, final half year. And I was hoping that after this year I could take a year off and then do RC full time, just focusing on that. I would like to go to America and stay there for 3 months and just race over there. But it's also nice to have your dad being around and helping you with cars and stuff. So the plan is to go a full year with doing RC, but um, I don't know if I'm gonna do it in Europe or I'm gonna stay in Denmark or I don't know.
Do you want to do RC for a living?
I want to try it, do a year, and then I'll see where it ends up because I also want to have a job besides. So when I'm not at the top anymore, I can fall back on something or maybe make sure that I have something. Yeah, just something to do after RC.
What else? So what would you like to do? Do you want to go to school? If you do go to school, what would you like to study?
Actually, I'm studying economics, but I really want to do engineering. I think the physics of maybe racing and stuff, I think that's pretty awesome. But it's gonna take a lot of time, I think, to get educated for that. So something about engineering, economics, maybe. But yeah, I don't really know yet.
So let's say in this next year that you take off, it's like, hey, obviously you have to get paid. You're gonna have to get paid to be a driver, and they're like, hey, this is what we're gonna pay. You're gonna make this much amount a year, and
Yeah.
is that when you're gonna say, all right, I'm gonna do this for a few years or?
Yeah. Sorry, say again.
No
I didn't
worries.
hear. My mom is.
Hello, moms.
Yeah.
So is that
Always.
something you would be willing to do?
That's a tough question. I would say keep it short and say maybe.
All right, cool. I
Yeah.
think you have realistic expectations. And you know what though? It's kind of a shame though, because it shouldn't be like that. It should be like, for sure, this is what you're doing. But
Yeah.
economically, I know it's not the same, right?
Yeah.
And
I mean, for sure, RC is always going to be a fun sport and my top priority and professionalism, if you could say it like this. But I also want to keep the other stuff in mind, just not let RC get the hang of it. I mean, I enjoy it, and that it's probably it is my most favorite thing to do in the world. Just to go out there and race and the competition and atmosphere and stuff, but also keeping the education in mind, I think it's important.
he'd be like Neil Craig. Neil Craig was never a full professional. He had a job,
No, yeah,
and he stayed with Associated all his career.
yeah,
So
that's
you
true.
might follow the same path. Marcus, my last question is: you're still 18. What does Marcus like to do besides RC racing?
I don't know, just really just relax and be with my friends. RC is taking a lot of time from everything, so being with my friends and my girlfriend, and yeah, I think just enjoying life, not worrying about stuff too much. But I think a lot of it is focused on RC, so I really like to be in the sport and on it at all times. So yeah,
In a professional or semi-professional way. So I get it. Good way of thinking. A realistic way of thinking, in my opinion, and not too bad for a young man. Marcus, I'm not going to keep you too much longer.
Nope.
I hope that you do become a professional RC car racer and do it, because we need people like you, and it gives me hope that this system somewhat works.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time. I look forward to seeing you race some more. I hope you get over to the USA and race some more. And let's see where this new rivalry that you have goes.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
I look
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming on, and congratulations on all that you've done. And I
Thank you.
enjoyed my chat with you. So thank you very much.
Me too. Thank you.
Are you looking to take your ride-on car to the next level? ML Toys makes it easy with plug-and-play modifications like motors, speed and brake controls, and more. ML Toys is the one-stop shop to make your ride-on car the coolest car in the neighborhood.
Thank you, Marcus, for your time. It was a great chat. Good luck, and we will be watching your career as it unfolds over the many years that you still have left in this awesome stuff that is RC racing. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. Thank you for all the support, and don't forget to share this out. And if you haven't hit that sub, like, and notification button, do that. Leave a comment, and tell me what you think in the comments. What do you think about Marcus? What stood out most to you in this conversation from him? Let me know in the comments, and I'll respond to that, because I am responding to the comments. So let us know down in the comments. Feed the algorithm. Let's get these subs up. We greatly appreciate it. And if you're feeling really spicy, you can be a patron or YouTube member. That would really help us out. And also, a big shout out to our companies that support this. We have links for them in the written description of this podcast. They are J Concepts, High Tech RC, Sidewinder Fuels, Beach RC, Invisible Speed, Techno RC, Clinic RC, ML Toys, Elite RC Productions, One Up Racing, Mayako, A-Main Hobbies, SMC Batteries, and Racecraft, as well as Get Shit Done Coffee, my coffee of choice. Thank you, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, notification button. Lefty is out. Have some fun RCing this weekend.